Hi, now that you've installed the iAuto software, we may begin looking at the admin interface. You can access this interface by simply going to the location that you've installed the software to, followed by a /admin. Although we were looking at iAuto in particular, these same steps will be valid for any of the WorksForWeb software. To begin with, let's do a quick overview of all the features that you will find within the admin panel. First, we have the front end. Clicking on this link will open up a new window that shows you how your site looks to visitors when they come to see your site. This is useful for any time if you make any changes, you can go back to the front end link and see how it'll look. Next, there's the user manual. The user manual will be a great tool for any time you have any questions about how the software works. And finally, there's logout. Clicking logout will just take you right out of the admin interface. Now let's take a look at the dashboard. At the top of the dashboard, you'll find all the most pertinent stats that affect your site directly. Under that, we have the task scheduler. iAuto has many processes that can be automated using the task scheduler. A cron job can be configured to run at a specific date and time from the server, but you can also use the run task scheduler to execute those processes now. The last portion of the dashboard will show you the WorksForWeb news and WorksForWeb publications. This will help you keep up to date with all the latest products and software updates that WorksForWeb has for you. Now let's take a closer look at the sidebar options. First, we have the listing management. Clicking on listing management will drop down and show you several more options you have within this section. First, we have categories. Now clicking on categories will allow you to create, edit, and delete the listing categories found within the site. You may also use this section to manage the fields found within the listings. Next, we have Add Listing. This section gives you, the administrator, the ability to manually add your own listings. Next, we have Manage Listings. Using this feature will allow you to edit the listings that are already found on your site. You may also use the search function. This allows you to find a particular listing or a group of listings. Once you perform the search, you can hover over the Actions menu to find more options where you can directly manipulate that particular listing. Next, we have Manage Comments. Much like Manage Listings, you have the option to search for comments that are made on the site. Once you perform the search, you have the option to directly interact with any of the comments that have been made on the site. Now let's look at Import Listings. Here you can choose to do a bulk import of listings from a CSV or Excel file format. Once you've selected the file, just click on the Import button. Now let's look at Export Listings. When all categories is selected, you will only see the properties that are common to all categories, but once you select a specific category, you will see the properties for that particular category. From here, simply select the properties that you would like to see and click on the Export button. It will then download the file to your computer locally so that you can have it saved on your hard drive. Let's move on to user management. Within user management, we have membership plans, which allow you to both create and edit the membership plans that you have for your users. Next, we have user groups. This will allow you to easily control the access level for a particular type of user. Now let's look at Manage Users. Manage Users will allow you to perform moderation on a specific user or add your own. You can also hover over the actions on a specific user to see that you can deactivate, send an activation letter, edit, or delete that user. Next, we have Import Users. Similar to importing listings, you can choose a CSV or an Excel file format and import here. You can also easily export your users, and just like exporting a listing, the user properties displayed will depend on what user group you have selected. Once you've selected the properties that you'd like to export, click on the Export button. This concludes Part 1 to the Admin Panel overview. In Part 2, we'll go over all the rest of the sidebar menu options.